I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Meribeth Dayme. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing fine. The California air is clear and the stars are just coming out.
Isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful. The image of that was beautiful. I appreciated that. Please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Right. Well, I am an expert in the realm of the human voice, and I work with voice and presence and powerful presentations. I usually say my work begins where some of the other presentation skills courses stop. And I do a lot of work with energy and how we come across energetically with our audiences, not just the words and the message. So your presence and voice are extremely important part of that.
Who did you learn this skill from?
Well, I started singing and dancing when I was 3, so I've been on stage most of my life, and my work started really in the performing arts, and I majored in singing and had a love affair with the voice for as long as I can remember. And then after time in the States as a professor of both voice and anatomy, because people wanted to know how the body worked when you use the voice. Yeah, so to make a long story short, I then began working not only with performers, but people in the business world as well. And I'm particularly interested in helping those women who want to get ahead and want to get to the next level become very powerful in how they speak and how they get their message across.
So important, isn't it?
Very.
Why will you continue to repeat this skill, Meribeth?
Because it's a mission.
I love that.
It's really a mission because I just feel like that when people are appearing in public, whether it's on a podcast like this or whether it's on a stage, that these people need to be grounded and whole, authentic people. And when they are, then the effect on the audience is so positive and so wonderful, and they are compelling as speakers. So that's a real mission for me.
I wish I could just paste you on the intro of the podcast because I've seen where people come on the podcast and they attempt to sell things, right? And I can understand that. But right. I honestly do not believe it goes as far as the person who comes and definitely sees the value first in their voice and the communication that they want to achieve first as an individual. Do you see that happening in your line of focus?
In my line of focus, I ask people to set their intent. Like, why are they there? I mean, I remember, I can tell you a quick story. I had an executive in a big company who came, and he must have had a 3-inch pile of slides that he was going to show. And they were all full of information. And I looked up and I was scared to death, but I said it anyway. I said, tell me why you are here, because people can read all this. So what's the importance of you being in front of that audience at that moment? And I think people forget to ask themselves that question. And also, what's the biggest message you want people to take away? For example, is it sales, or is it inspiration, or is it education, or is it something like, I want people to feel better because they've been in my presence?
Very important questions. Loving this conversation. Keeping myself from going into 120 minutes.
Okay.
Tell me one other thing, Meribeth, that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
You mean one other kind of work, or?
I like when you do personal. So it could be anything, but what's one personal thing possibly?
I've been writing a lot. And also I moved back from Europe after 35 years of living there. So coming back to the U.S. after that, being that long away, I've had to sort of reestablish myself and get used to the American language again. So I've been doing a lot of talking with people. I'm enjoying some incredible new people in my life here and some of the energy here as well. But it's also getting used to being a full-blooded American again after a long time away. So I feel like I'm sort of marrying European and American cultures in what I.
That's great. How does it make you feel doing that?
Well, when I first came back, I felt like an alien in my own country. I have to be totally honest.
Wow.
But now, I'm beginning to find my tribe, and I think it takes a while. Everybody's energy attracts different things, and it takes a while to sort of set up that. And I'm really excited by what I'm finding and the enthusiasm about what I'm doing, and just thoroughly enjoying that. And also, can't say I'm not enjoying the California sun.
Of course, right? Europe to California, but most definitely, right? I mean, your name does have D in it, right? Why should it be cold, right?
Exactly.
Well, tell us, where's the best place for us to connect with you if we are interested in improving our voice, or how to communicate well with our voice?
Okay. You can contact me by email, which is Dayme, MDAYME @gmail.com. And if you contact me, I'm happy to send you a little 3-page sheet that I created recently called 10 Things Every Speaker Needs to Know.
Wonderful. Well, Meribeth, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Meribeth, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, my earliest childhood memory is water. I grew up on the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean in North Carolina. So living around water, seeing the moon rise and the sunrise over the ocean was something spectacular. So, yeah, I know water very well.
That's wonderful. How old do you think you were in this earliest childhood memory?
I was about 3.
Wow. All right. Why do you think this memory is so clear? And how do you see that memory connect to who you are today?
Okay. Yeah, I've thought a lot about that because my work has always involved sort of big city work, but I'm a country girl at heart. And what I think that gave me was a sense of inner and outer space. I wasn't crowded. I didn't grow up in conditions where I was overrun by people and ideas and thoughts and computers. I'm a little bit older than that. So, that sense of space has stayed with me, and it's helped my inner growth as much as anything.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the idea of how the voice travels over an open expanse of water.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that you are one person now who is involved in expressing to individuals how they can let their voice travel over the expanse of the world is pretty intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm. And it's important to me that people's voice does travel. And when they're really centered and grounded in their own body, what happens is the voice then occupies a lot more space and has a lot more resonance. It's when we're thinking of talking at people, and I just stuck my head way out to talk to you, that we cut off that beautiful resonance that is us.
Love it.
And and one last thought here. I say to people, we are nothing but vibration. We learned that in chemistry, and now we're learning it in physics. And so in reality, what you're doing with your voice is sounding yourself.
Love it. If we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh my God. When I was 12, I can't, well, it was probably Doris Day singing something.
Do you remember one song she sang?
The Lullaby of Broadway, for one.
All right. There we go. The lullaby. I love the way the lullaby vibrates. Oh, intriguing. Well, Meribeth, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Ready.
Meribeth, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have a number of people who are studying with me.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's probably less than 8 hours a day, but depends on the day.
If you, Meribeth, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Meribeth Dayme, what would you say that is?
Your voice is the sound of your spirit. Use it well.
Meribeth Dayme, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I think that's it. I think you've gotten it all in.
This was fun. Meribeth, again, my friend, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for including me.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.